You know, with all this talk of impeachment and phony scandals, baseless impeachment, you're not hearing the good news coming out of the administration about the Trump economy, and that's the success of women. Well, we know about the success of African Americans and Hispanics, but women are thriving in the Trump economy. More than 3 million women have found jobs since Donald Trump took office in early 2017. Now, our next guest, Rose Tennant, wrote that 600,000 women have risen out of poverty since 2017. Rose also writes there's a silent majority of women supporters of President Trump, many of the same who got him elected back in late 2016, and that female unemployment hasn't been this low since World War II. Now, this is all despite the fact that the mainstream media says women despise this president. It'll never support him for re-election next year. And that's where I want to welcome in Rose Tennant, host of the show, Rose Unplugged. Great to see you again, Rose.
John, I love seeing you, and thanks so much for having me on. It's good to see you.
We don't hear these numbers from the far left mainstream media, do we? Women are doing pretty well under this president.
They are, and they recognize that they're doing well, and they know why they're doing well. When you consider, you mentioned the 3 million jobs. 6 million have been created in almost the last 3 years.
Wow.
And it's amazing that half of those jobs went to women. I think that's significant. Women, that has not gone unnoticed by women. Also, talking about women coming out of poverty, huge numbers. So, I mean, they're doing quite well in this economy. A lot of women are going into business, and they're finding that it's a good environment for that as well. So when you look at the big picture, women are faring quite well. And they recognize, too, that this is an administration that's actually made it a friendly environment for businesses, a friendly environment for women getting back into the workforce.
Yeah.
And I think when you combine that with the tax cuts and also just the whole idea of the pro-growth economy plan and policies that have been put in place, then you can understand a little more. But, you know, we were shamed in 2016 because of our vote. But there are a lot of women, while there are some silent ones now, and who have watched and have seen what's happened to the economy, to their paycheck, and to their ability to go out and find work. There are new women coming into the fold saying, you know what, I like what I'm seeing. They're staying a little more silent. But, John, you know what? The women that were vote shamed back in 2016, they are coming out empowered and emboldened, and they're not afraid to say that they support this president and they want 4 more years.
I agree with you. Look, even anecdotally, I live in a pretty blue area. My immediate neighborhood's red, but the county and the general area is blue. And I'm seeing more and more people, many of them women, more women than I thought, openly supporting Donald Trump. And they say exactly what you just said, Rose. You know what? In 2016, we voted for him. We were embarrassed to say we did. We didn't want to get abused by our friends and colleagues. They're like, the guy's doing a great job. This is all nonsense. Some of them are lifelong. I had a couple, an older couple the other day. I met. They're lifelong Democrats, Democratic activists, through a fundraiser for Amy Klobuchar for Senate. But they told me, we can't vote for any Democrats being fielded for president, so we're going to vote for Trump because we own a business. He's a free market guy. I think you have the crossover women. Right. You have a lot of these crossover Democrats. These are the numbers these left-wing pollsters aren't factoring in.
Yeah, I know you're absolutely right. They never do, right? I mean, recently, I think it was back in August, the polls were suggesting that those same women that supported him before weren't going to do so again, and we just all laughed. Because we see the numbers growing, and we hold rallies for women, and those numbers are great. But, you know, we do see him as a businessman, and like any other businessman, he's going to perform, and he's going to consider all things, and when he takes into consideration everything, he does so with our best interest at heart. And so we see that. And you know, honestly, you know, the weird thing I was thinking earlier, John, you know, if he ran on the Democratic ticket, both Republicans and Democrats would love him. But he ran on the Republican ticket, so the Democrats have got to hate him.
Yeah, it's a great
and
great
because
point.
we don't see him as a politician. Yeah, I really think that. I don't see him as a Republican
but
because honestly,
Rose, let me ask you
he doesn't really.
Isn't it condescending? Isn't it condescending of the left to assume that women only care about a small subset of issues? They only care about abortion, and they only care about him being falsely called a misogynist. The left doesn't understand that women are business owners and entrepreneurs and financial professionals, and they care about the free market, and they want a business-friendly president, right? They're not focused on these micro issues that the left tells them they need to be focused on.
That is such an excellent point. We're not looking for a boyfriend when we go to vote for president.
That's
so,
great.
yeah, because I don't think he would, I don't know how well he'd do there, but I know that we are looking for someone who does have this country's best interest at heart. And, you know, a lot of women are moms too. And
Right.
so then you expand those concerns to consider, you know, the drug situation we're facing right now.
Sure.
And school, you know, education, all those things. We are so multifaceted as women, and we consider a lot when we do go in to just cast that vote for president.
Yeah, look, Rose, I'm with you on this. I think you're 100% right. I think there's going to be a lot of these silent voters. That silent majority is starting to get pretty loud. Rose Tennant, host of Rose Unplugged. Always great to see you, my friend. Look forward to it again.
Thank you. Same here. Thanks for having me on.